ABC 10 News at 7 starts now.
The wait is over. High school football season is finally here, of course, with changes. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Our ABC 10 News reporter Rena Nakano joins us from Scripps Ranch High School, where the varsity football team is kicking off right now. Rena.
Kim and Steve, the atmosphere is really crazy right now. This is definitely not a normal football game. As you can see, all of the parents and fans are outside of school bounds cheering on their kids. They're pretty close to each other, but from what we can tell, almost every single person is wearing masks. Those who weren't comfortable coming out here were able to live stream the game online, but the game is about to start here in about 5 seconds.
Fans and parents aren't on the stands. They're clutched against a fence right outside Scripps Ranch High School, but they couldn't be any happier.
We're all hyped to be out here and proud of my husband, proud of my son. Got my mother-in-law here. We go to every game, and so just to be up here is awesome.
Tracy Gardenera is the wife of Scripps Ranch High School head coach Marlon Gardenera. Their older son, Nick, is a senior. He was one of 2 student athletes who filed a lawsuit against the state to let them play again, stating that if the pros and colleges can play, they should be able to as well.
It's not for any type of championship. He just wanted to play. He wanted to be out there with his friend.
The judge agreed if each team found a way to have rigorous testing and COVID safety protocols.
They want to play more than they want to spread COVID or not be here, and so they really are. All these boys out here, at least for Scripps, are doing the right thing.
Mrs. Gardenera says her husband has been extremely strict with all of his players, enforcing masking and distancing. The players were all tested Wednesday and came back negative. And here they are back on the gridiron for the first of a shortened but long-awaited season.
And back out here live, you're watching the second play of the entire season, of the entire year right now, versus Mira Mesa and Scripps Ranch High School. Looks like a little huddle going on right there. But these might be the lucky players, because not all schools were able to kick off tonight. A game between Mission Hills and Grossmont was actually called off due to positive coronavirus tests. But as you can see, the fans out here, a little different than what they are used to, because they are not out in the stands, but very much happy to be a part of this football atmosphere. Live at Scripps Ranch High School, I'm Rena Nakano. I'll send it back to you.
A long-awaited kickoff for so many. Thank you, Rena. San Diego businesses are about to get a boost. The county is now expected to move into the less restrictive red tier next Wednesday. Today, California reached its goal of vaccinating 2 million people in the areas hardest hit by COVID. And that means recalibrating tier metrics. In the red tier, restaurants can open indoors with limited capacity.
We're ready to get people back inside. We have all this space here, a lovely interior that we're just not able to take advantage of. So we're really excited.
Gyms and movie theaters will also be able to open with limited indoor capacity. And the change means there will be some Padres fans at Petco Park on opening day. The county reported another 362 cases today, while the test positivity rate remained at 3%. Another 12 San Diegans lost their lives to COVID, bringing that number now to more than 3,400.
The unemployment rate in San Diego County is up a bit. The local jobless rate in January was 8.1%. That's a 1/10 of a point higher than December and much higher than our pre-pandemic rate of 3.4% a year ago at this time. We are still doing better than California as a whole. The statewide unemployment rate is 9%. And new numbers show that more than 150,000 San Diegans lost their jobs in the last year, but positions are available if you know where to look. As part of our Rebound San Diego series, our ABC 10 News reporter John Horn found employers large and small looking to add new staff.
Pam Schwartz looks down Hillcrest's University Avenue and sees the pandemic's impact.
It's just empty after empty after empty.
But her store, Hillcrest's Ace Hardware at 10th and University, is now expanding by 3,000 square feet.
People staying home, starting to grill more and cook more and have more events at home instead of going out. So we made the decision to invest in actually creating a grilling store.
Schwartz has already hired a few new workers and plans to add to her staff in the coming weeks.
I hope so. We need some good people.
They're not the only ones. Despite the EDD reporting Friday that San Diego County's unemployment rate is now 8.1% and that 153,000 local workers lost their jobs over the last year. The agency also released the 10 local employers advertising the most jobs. At the top, UC San Diego with 1,500 open jobs. Scripps and Sharp Healthcare are both above 500, Qualcomm around 400. Elmarissa Sheets, Sharp's Director of Talent Acquisition, says about half of the hospital system's positions don't require in-depth medical training, but the competition is fierce.
We were seeing for our entry-level jobs, those that have college degrees were applying because it was a little tougher.
Sheets says getting a quick certification, such as in basic life support, can boost a Sharp applicant's chances for a callback. John Horn, ABC 10 News.
The top 10 list represents about 5,000 local jobs, and we have the full list on the special section of our website, 10news.com/rebound. Stay on top of any new developments with coronavirus by downloading the 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store.
It's devastating. It's absolutely devastating.
A 7th surgery today for a father struck by a hit-and-run driver while buckling his son into a child seat outside of Food 4 Less. His brother tells ABC 10 News reporter Michael Chen today's surgery was heartbreaking.
It's been absolutely overwhelming. I never really understood that word until now.
Ben Xavier sharing the feelings of his family after his brother's shopping trip turned nightmare. On Sunday afternoon, Tu Lam was buckling in his 6-year-old son into a child seat when police say this silver Saturn Vue going west in this Food 4 Less parking lot veered into Lam, pinning him against his car. A bystander ran up to Lam. His young son managed to help the woman contact his family members.
Managed to unlock his father's phone and then help her walk through numbers to call.
5 days later, those loved ones continue to rally around Lam, a husband and father of 2 who works as a machinist. He suffered a fractured pelvis and right leg. On this day, that leg was amputated in his 7th surgery.
It's devastating. It's absolutely devastating.
Xavier says there will be more surgeries to follow. The road ahead, a long one.
So we go from moment to moment, trying to stay focused on getting Tu's needs and his family's immediate needs taken care of.
As for the investigation, the driver remains a mystery, although we've seen a rash of crimes against Asian Americans across the country. Xavier believes this was an accident followed by a bad decision. He has this message for the driver.
I don't feel any malice towards that person. My hope is that person take the next step and call the authorities. We must take responsibility first.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
Anyone with information on this case is asked to call San Diego police or Crime Stoppers, and a GoFundMe campaign has been set up to help the family with expenses. We have a link on 10news.com.
A former San Diego sheriff's captain who pleaded guilty to running an illegal gun trafficking ring will spend 2 years in prison. Marco Garmo was sentenced today. He bought and resold guns available only to law enforcement while falsifying records. Today, the judge described it as a level where Garmo almost became a mob boss. Garmo's attorney requested he be placed in a facility close to San Diego so his wife and young children can come visit him. And a former Navy man got the maximum sentence today for murdering his wife. Matthew Sullivan stabbed his wife Elizabeth to death in 2014 at their Liberty Station home. He then kept her body in a freezer for nearly 2 years, then dumped her body in the bay on the day he planned to move out of town. Her body was found floating about a half-mile away from the home the couple shared with their daughters. Elizabeth's family and friends had the opportunity to speak before Sullivan learned his fate.
He will never be able to right the wrong he has done. May he know the pain he has brought upon all the people his crime has affected.
Sullivan was sentenced to 16 years to life in prison.
A San Diegan who tried to board a flight at Lindbergh Field with a loaded gun in his carry-on was sentenced today. TSA officers found the gun in Elon Gwyn's bag last March When he put it through the X-ray scanner, the Glock 19 was loaded with 11 rounds of ammunition. It was also an illegal ghost gun, which has no serial number or identifying markings. Gwynn was sentenced today to 9 months in custody, and he could have received 10 years.
Oceanside has a new police chief. Fred Armijo has been serving as interim chief since December when Frank McCoy retired. Now Armijo has the job permanently. He's an Oceanside native who has been on the force for 27 years. He says he's honored and humbled to get the job.